Now, the main accused in the 2020 Hathras gang rape and murder case, which sparked protests across the country, the main accused has been convicted by a court in Uttar Pradesh, while 3 others have been acquitted. Remember, the 20-year-old SC woman had died after a fortnight after she was gang raped, and she was cremated in the middle of the night in her village by the district administration. And that, of course, sparked accusations over a cover-up and widespread condemnation of the Yogi Adityanath government. My colleague Alok Pandey now joining us for more details on this. And Alok, they have been convicted or acquitted on not rape and murder charges, but the charges here are different.
Well, you are right. I think we are yet to go through the detailed judgment about what the judge has said when he has decided to let go of 3 of the accused, or to say that they are not guilty and convict one of the person, the prime accused, a man named Sandeep. He has been convicted under section 304 of the IPC, which is Gair Iradatan Hatya, or culpable homicide not amounting to murder. The rape charges or the charge of murder has not stuck to any of the accused. Why that is so, I think remains to be seen as and when we get to read the detailed judgment of the SC/ST court judge in Hathras. But because we are playing those visuals on our screen, I'd like to remind our viewers of what this case actually was and why so many protests happened around this case. Now, in 2020, I think in September 2020, a 20-year-old scheduled caste woman was brutally assaulted and allegedly gang raped, and then she died in a Delhi hospital 2 weeks later. I remember the way the UP police treated the victim and her family at that point of time, more so the family, because when they brought the her body back to her village in Hathras from the Safdarjung hospital, if I remember correctly, they forcibly cremated the body. Those were the accusations, and our reporters were there. And it really was very, very worrying the way the UP police at that point of time conducted themselves. There was a nationwide outrage. Many top leaders tried to go there. The police prevented them from going to the village, meeting with the family. Finally, I think the courts intervened, or there was so much outrage that the government was forced to act. I remember a top official, the Director General of Police then, and the Home Secretary going and meeting with this family. The case was transferred to the CBI. The trial went on for a good 2 years, and now 3 of the 4 people have been let off. Only 1 person has been convicted, and that too under, I don't want to say a lesser charge, but certainly not the charge that the family would have wanted a conviction for. So one waits to see how this trial has panned out, what the evidence was. Of course, the court will convict only based on evidence. So one waits to see how the prosecution, whether they manage to present a case in a proper manner or not. I think those are questions that we need answers for. But this was certainly a very, very worrying case, something that brought the spotlight on how victims and their families are treated, especially in places like Uttar Pradesh, and how, at the end of the day, there doesn't appear to be a sense of justice. I mean, even in this case now, perhaps, the family will feel that they have not really had a sense of closure or justice in that sense, given this court verdict. But one waits to see what they have to say and what the court had to say in its detailed judgment.
Absolutely, Alok. And as you mentioned that the main accused in this case, he has been convicted or not on rape and murder charges, but the charges are different, as you mentioned. But if we talk about the 3 men who have been acquitted in this case, have they also been acquitted on all the charges that were against them, or are those also charges that the one main accused has been convicted on?
No, the acquittal is on all charges. So the 3 men have been acquitted, while this person has been convicted under section 304 of the IPC. I believe that the court was also about to pronounce its verdict on the sentence. How many years will he get in jail? A while ago, I don't know if that has happened yet or not, but the maximum sentence, I believe, is 10 years for it.
Right.
But again, like I said, the accusations around the crime were so severe, and now one waits to see what the judgment is, to get to read about why these 3 people have been let off. Obviously, like I said, if the court believes they are innocent and if there is not enough evidence against them, they will certainly walk free, and their side also needs to be heard. But this was, like I said, a very shocking case, and there were many, many questions about how the UP government, the administration and the police handled it. So that is why I think one needs to read the whole judgment to see how the judge has come to the conclusion that he has.